Good morning. How are you all? Fine. Okay. Today is your induction class. Yes. We'll be discussing about the syllabus, the nature of the examination, the things you must be doing, the things you must not be doing. I'll also be addressing all the queries. I'll also be talking about the resources that need to be looked into by you. And also, we will discuss about one more aspect, which is again related to resources itself. We are going to list out all the resources which are available in the market as well, but what you should be using, what you should not be, and the resources at your disposal in your institute as well. What are all the resources that are available, how to access them, and how the entire journey is going to be till next year. All of this we are going to discuss, right? What is it you have in the next session? You have the timetable, right? What do you have in the next session? Geography, afternoon. Yes? So we are not wasting any time. You are going to have the classes straight up. That's tomorrow geography. That is what? So you are going to start with the classes directly. So there will be no introductory classes for each subject, nothing like that. Okay? Because you're all going to write the examination next year. Yes? 2027. So because of that, we have the paucity of time. We are going to make mends to our schedules as well, so that we are going to cover almost everything that is required for the examination at the earliest. Okay. Shall we start? So you all have the handbooks with you. How many of you have gone through the entire syllabus properly? Entire syllabus. Has anyone here given the attempt already previously? Anyone? You have given an attempt. Okay, you three people. Okay. What went wrong? Were you prepared completely for the examination? No, it was just a trial attempt. Okay. So if I ask you, where is disaster management? In which paper does disaster management come? GS3. All right. And, can you name the topics in social justice? What are all the topics, subtopics in social justice? Can you name them? No. See, this is the starting point of your preparation, where you are completely aware of every single topic that is there in the syllabus. That is the starting point for you. Until and unless I am very good with the syllabus, I don't think I'll be able to make any progress further. Why? Because everybody knows I have to learn the current affairs. I have to study something from the current affairs. I know it. But when I look at current affairs, I learn a topic, I don't know where to place it. How to use this current affairs? There is something which has come in news, some program that has come in news, or some policy that has come in news. Where do I use this policy? When I clearly know the syllabus, I'll be able to place this extra content in that area, in that particular topic. So that is why the starting point of your preparation is always about knowing the syllabus. So that's where we will start as well. I'll give you an idea as to how to remember the syllabus in a very simple manner, especially rather than the syllabus, I would talk about the subjects, how to remember the subjects, rather easily, which subject falls into which paper and all that. And then we are going to look into books, what books to refer to, what books not to refer to. Then we will look at the feasibility of, studying extra content as well. Is it feasible at all for you to study extra content? Many people will be running, from here to there, right, from place to place, download so many PDFs, watch so many videos, okay, take multiple, courses from various platforms maybe to learn the content. I am telling you, it is never about content. It's never about content, it's about understanding. Until and unless you have clarity of thought, I don't think any amount of content you study is anything, it is going to be ever useful. It is about clarity of thought. So what we are going to do is we are going to drill down on what are all the topics that are there in our syllabus, or rather what are all the subjects that are there in our syllabus, where they are placed, and for each subject what to study, what not to study. We will do that, and after that we head into how the competition is, how the paper has changed over the years, and what we should be doing. Yes, how to remain ordinary and then become extraordinary. Rather than trying to become extraordinary upfront, will be ordinary, remain ordinary for a long period of time. That itself makes you extraordinary. Yes? So, you know Virat Kohli? Everybody knows Virat Kohli. So, the specialty about him, what is the specialty about him? He is the greatest cricketer. Everybody says he is the greatest cricketer of all time. How many of you say that Virat Kohli's technique, yes, is better than Tendulkar? Does it come close to Sachin Tendulkar's technique? No. Virat Kohli is sheer hard work, practice, sheer hard work. It's not pure talent. The number of shots Virat Kohli plays are very, very minimum. He does not play all the versatile shots that are there in the book. He plays only few shots, but he is very good at it. तो आपको भी वही करना है. Yes, UPSC also wants such people only, who are very good with the things they have learnt. Yes? Okay. So, total, we have the prelim syllabus. UPSC has given prelim syllabus and it has not been changed for decades. So, they do not bother about changing the syllabus because the syllabus is so broadly designed that anything can be put under it. Yes? So, current events, dal diya, anything. So, it is very, very broad, especially the prelims syllabus. So, when we have prelims, we have two papers, right? What is the paper one called? GS 1. What is paper 2 called? Paper 2 is called GS 2 in prelims. Now, what is CSAT? This is CSAT actually according to UPSC when it designed it. When CSAT came into being, or the GS2 paper came into being, UPSC's idea was that both papers put together, I am testing a person's aptitude. Right? Civil services aptitude test. This was the idea of UPSC. But general population, popular notion, when we say aptitude test, what will be there in aptitude test? In any aptitude test that is conducted in India for any stream, what is there in that? Logical reasoning, math, English comprehension, English is there. So, where is that in these two papers? In GS2 paper. So, people started saying GS2 is CSAT. UPSC is also like, fine, that itself is CSAT. So, GS1 and GS2. The GS2 is now popularly called CSAT. So, in this paper, what do we have? Math we have to what level? To what level? 10th level. UPSC claims it is 10th level, but most of the people don't feel like it is 10th level. And then you have reasoning part. So, you have logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, right, verbal reasoning, all of it. Non-verbal reasoning is also there, all of it. So, there is no level for it. So, it will be simple itself. And then English comprehension. This is also 10th level. Now, how many questions you get from all the three areas? You get 30 here on an average. You get 25 here and 25 here. Total 8 equations. How much time you have to solve these 8 equations? 2 hours. The 3 people who raised your hands, that you have attempted the examination before. How was your experience with CSAT? Good? Bad? Ugly? It was bad. Bad. Bad itself. Now, 10th level, they are saying, and all the 3 people who have attempted before are saying their experience has been bad. Which means we have to ponder over it, we have to spend some thought here. What is it we are supposed to do about it? So 67 we have to get out of 200, which is what percentage, by the way? 33.3%. That's all you need to get. How is it any difficult for any person who has passed their 10th examination with like 90%, 80%, 75%, getting 33% difficult? Why did it come to this? Now, is it the problem with the education system? No, it's not the problem with the education. It's the problem with UPSC itself, we can say. So, back when, they started the CSAT paper, so initial days when they started, it was counted for merit. Merit as in, whether you will go to mains examination or not will be dependent on how much you score in this paper plus this paper, basically 400 marks. Out of 400, how much are you going to score will decide your cutoff. Cutoff was decided on the basis of how much you score out of 400, not on the basis of how much you score on 200 in this paper, how much you, this one 67 now, right? Earlier, total 400, how much do you score overall? When they did this, what happened? Most of the people who were good in math, reasoning, English comprehension, they used to focus completely here. They used to get a OPING out of 200, they used to easily get 140, 150. Another 50 if they score in what? General studies, they are through to mains. This became like a, rather we can say it was inequality, was sensed by most of the other streams. They started protesting. UPSC felt bad. Hey, I designed the examination, you are protesting against me. Fine, so many protests are there. Ministers also are putting a lot of, pressure. Fine, we'll remove this. We will remove how? We'll remove out of 200, we'll decide the cutoff for GS. The other paper, you just have to score 67 out of 200. They brought in this reform. Once they brought in this reform, people were very happy because first 2 years paper was easy. Over the years, they started making the paper difficult year on year. And when I say difficult, difficulty is not in terms of, lengthy calculations. You don't have questions which have decimal points and all. The questions are whole numbers only, integers only. But it's just that they are tricky. They are pretty tricky actually. So what is the solution to this? What is the solution to this? If you want to clear this examination, you have to set a deadline for yourself. From our side, we have a deadline, right? We are going to complete the CSAT by probably mid of January. But by Jan 1st, or at least Jan 15th in your case, you must be able to tell, sir, CSAT any paper they give, I'll get 80. You should be ready with that. I don't think if you are not able to say it on Jan 15th, Jan 1st, if you're not able to say it, you'll always carry that burden with you. Burden of what will happen to CSAT, what will happen to CSAT, what will happen to, because of which you will not be having time to study GS also. You will not feel comfortable studying GS. Okay, that is why what is the first agenda you have? The first agenda is CSAT. Etch it in your mind. Jan 1st or Jan 15th, My CSAT is ready. Now, how important this is? This is so important. According to UPSC report itself, almost 60% of the people fail because of CSAT. I mean, of all the candidates that come in, 60% of the people are not able to clear CSAT paper, which is about 67. 60%. That's huge. Now, UPSC factored in what? Exact numbers. These people have not scored 67, that is why they have not cleared. But I am telling you, 60% is there, true. I am telling you, there will be another 20% who did not clear CSAT. Why? Because they had the fear of CSAT. Just because of fear of CSAT on that particular day, they will just drop out. 20% there, I would say. 80% of the people did not clear CSAT or did not clear GS because of CSAT. That burden caused them not to prepare well for GS. They lost out because of CSAT itself, we can say. They put too much emphasis on CSAT towards the last 3 months because they were worried, because of which they are not able to study GS. 20% will be in this category. Now, how many people are left? 20% of the people, these are the people who make it to the list as well. Amongst these 20% people, you will find them in the list. I want you to be in this 20% first. How to be in that 20%? Ensure you are good with CSAT by Jan 1st or Jan 15th end. That's it. On Jan 15th, everybody should be able to tell, sir, 80 in CSAT. I can guarantee. I am stressing so much on CSAT because I know so many students who are really good with GS but are not able to make it because of CSAT. Do not fall into that basket. Clear? Yes? Okay. Now, to enjoy the advantage of CSAT, there is one exercise you can engage in. How many of you have this background like, sir, in 10th I scored 100. 100 on 100 in math. Anyone? Okay, 100 on 100. One person. Anyone else? Two people. Okay. Above 90, how many are there? Math. So many people. See? So many people. Above 90. Now, not only these people, maybe some of the people were not able to score over 90, right? Maybe scored only 80 or 70 for various reasons. But to assess yourself, I'll give you a simple exercise. The simple exercise is take the CSAT paper of 2026, 2 hours time, solve it, check your answers, score. How to calculate the score? You know how to calculate the score? So 2.5 marks per question. So how do we calculate? Simple way is that, let's say out of 80 questions, there are 80 questions. Out of 80 questions, I got, let's say, 60. I attempted 60. Out of 60, 42 are right for me. Yes, I attempted only 60. 42 right, 18 wrong. What I am supposed to do? Easy way to calculate is, how many wrongs are there? 18. What is the negative marking? 1/3 is the negative marking. So I will divide 18 by 3. How much is it? 6. I have to lose 6 questions from my correct ones. So I am going to subtract 6 from here. How much do I get? 36. How many marks per question? So these are the effective correct ones. 36 are effectively correct. Yes? So 36 into 2.5. So 36 into 2, 72. 36 half of it, 18. What's your score? This is how you calculate. So you get 90. So you will not get 90, most of you, but according to this calculation, it is 90. Now, I want you to solve this paper by this weekend. Solve the paper by this weekend, and if you score over 80, honestly how? Not taking extra time, yes, not looking for one step, I will look somewhere, then I will solve. Nothing like that. Meaning I did not understand for a particular word in English comprehension, I'll check the meaning and then solve. Nothing. We want to see the baseline, where you stand presently. If you already score more than 80, I can tell one thing, don't prepare for CSAT. You are already good. Don't worry about it. Just solve the test papers whenever in the test series, whenever you get the test, CSAT test, solve it, be happy with it. Whatever time is remaining with you, other people will be attending the CSAT class. They must. You have an advantage. You are already in which club? 20% club. People who are not able to go over 80 presently, you have to come to the 20% club by January. This is the idea. Clear? Yes? Okay. What to study for CSAT? We started with CSAT. Let's see what to study for CSAT. Nothing doing. Attend all the classes. All exercises. In the classes itself, all your previous year questions will be solved. Exercises will be given. Solve the exercises. All tests. All tests. Attempt all the tests. That's it. No book required. No book required. Some of you might have to start from the very, very basic stuff. Start it. You have good amount of time. 6 months time to be in the 20% club. Yes? Do not lose that opportunity. You generally neglect it, thinking that only 67 is required. And everybody does this mistake. Do not be that everybody. Clear? Okay. The next thing is, I said 20% club. We'll see that and then go to the syllabus part. So what is that 20% club? How many people write this examination every year? How many people apply for this examination? More than 10 lakh people. Yes? Out of these 10 lakh people, how many people come and write the exam? Five lakh people. Now you have studied in various schools. Multiple schools, you have multiple places you have studied. College, you have gone to other place. So I do not ask you how you were previously. I don't want that. UPSC also does not want it. What you have done in your life academically, you scored less. Hey, why did you score less? UPSC is least bothered. It will ask one question, like in the interview, if your scores have dropped over a period of time significantly, UPSC is going to ask, the interview panel is going to ask, why is it your scores dipped like this academically? Right? So for that, you should have an answer, some credible answer. So be honest, right? Because, I had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because of that I was not able to study. Tell it. Be honest, so that they can't ask extra questions. Naito, if you want to run the interview, maybe tell a lie, get caught, they will cross question, that is another way. But they will be able to see through. That we can tell. So if the scores are dipping continuously, they are going to ask the questions. Otherwise, they are least concerned. Sir, what if I had not, I had failed in some of the papers at some point. Will they ask about it? They will. But will it impact your score? Yes. What score? Interview score. Will it impact? Yes. I would say it would impact more positively rather than negatively. At least I feel it would impact positively. Think about it. A person who has failed in 10th or 12th or had a backlog had performed very, very badly in one of these years and still reached interview. Just like another person who has been doing academically well all throughout his life and also reached interview. Don't you think that is going to have a positive impact? A slightly positive impact. Yes? So that is going to have an impact in the interview, no doubt. So, 5 lakh people, out of 5 lakh people, how many people? The question was, I am not worried about you academically. I am worried about how many people in your class, including you. If there were 50 people in your class, how many people were there in your class? In 12th? 25 people. Out of 25 people, how many used to study properly? Only like, I want to study. I love studying. Okay, special batch. That is a different case. What about you? 70. Out of 70, how many used to study? 30 to 35. A very good class then. Others, 10th standard mein? In your 10th? 50. How many used to study? Like, I love studying, that is why I study. 20. What about your class? 5 or 6 out of 50. Low. Now, on an average, if we take, we can find 10 people maybe. Out of 50, 10 people. Now, don't you think is the same set of people who have applied for the exam and coming and writing the exam as well? Yes? Same set of people. The sample will be same. No matter how you look at it, if 5 lakh people are coming and writing the examination, of them who love studying, who are actually putting their heart and soul into preparation, are only 10% people. Do you agree to it? Yes? Now, can we make this 50,000? 50,000 people, 10% of people. 50,000 people are putting their heart and soul into it. Our competition now is 50,000. Yes? Out of 5 lakh people who write the prelims examination, how many people go to the prelims, how many people clear the pre-exam? $13,000 people roughly. It is 1:13 ratio. So, if UPSC wants 1,000 people to be selected, right, it is going to select how many? 13,000 people, 1:13 ratio in the pre-examination. So, 13,000 people got selected. Out of how many? Not out of 5 lakh people, out of 50,000 people. Remember this. Very, very important. Your competition is always with 50,000 people, not 5 lakh people. Very, very important. This applies only to a serious candidate. Yes? Assuming you are all serious candidates, this is the case. Now, out of these 50,000 people, I told you to the 20% rule or 20% club. Yes? Almost 60% of the people, according to UPSC, do not clear CSAT paper. Yes? How many are there here? 60% of 50,000? $30,000 people are not even in the reckoning because they are not good in CSAT. They are gone. We are left with 20,000 people, and you have to fight with 20,000 people for those 13,000 seats. This is what we are supposed to look at. Yes, 60% do not clear just because of CSAT. That is true for even these 50,000 people. Why? Because everybody, almost every candidate I see, if they don't clear the pre-examination, there are only two reasons to. I see like 90% of the cases, the major reason is CSAT itself. Recent past. Earlier, the reason used to be what? GS paper was difficult for them. Now the problem is with CSAT. If a person is able to get through CSAT, 90% chance is that he is going to get through the GS paper as well. Clear? Done? This is with CSAT, how important CSAT is. What you are supposed to do? Attend the classes, solve exercises, tests, and what else? That's it. No textbook for it. No textbook for it. And when it comes to reading comprehension, English comprehension, simple exercise every day. Your language is as good as your vocabulary. How good you are with your vocabulary decides how good you are with reading newspapers. So, one exercise you are supposed to do on a daily basis. It's a habit you are going to cultivate. Every morning you are going to read 2 editorials. 2 editorials, either from the Hindu newspaper or the Indian Express. Anyone. 2 editorials you read, and you are going to start from tomorrow, by the way. You are starting from tomorrow. The work is very, very simple. You read the editorial, sir, I did not understand anything. Don't care about it. My aim is to improve my linguistic proficiency. That's all. Linguistically, I have to become good. So what I am going to do? I am going to read a sentence. I saw a word. This word I am not able to understand. Let's say exacerbate is there. I am not able to understand. What will I do? I'll search for the meaning, reread the sentence, understand the sentence. There is a technical word, sir. There is something called as marginal standing facility. Don't worry about it. You understand it is a technical word. Don't worry about it. Leave it there. Understand the entire sentence. There is a word which is an English word, not technical per se. That word I will learn the meaning, read the sentence again, finish the editorial, close it. I will not bookmark the word. I will not save the word. I will not write the word somewhere to revise. Don't do this mistake. Don't save, don't write anywhere the words. Leave it as is. Now, every day when you are doing it, don't you think this particular word will come back again at some point? Maybe after 15 days it comes back again when you are reading the editorial. Now, when you look at the word, don't you think your brain tells you, hey, wait, this word you have seen already. Maybe you don't recall the meaning, but your brain is going to clearly tell, this is the word you had seen somewhere earlier. Now, when you try to recall the meaning, you will not be able to. Again, look for the meaning in the dictionary. And I think that gets registered for life maybe. 2 times or 3 times, it gets registered for life. You will not be able to forget the word. This is what you are supposed to do. Not the old way. What was the old way? You don't know the word, write the word 10 times. This is one. Second important thing. I told you it's about clarity, right? Maybe I am not able to speak well in English. I am not able to communicate well. But my sentence formation is pretty much okay. And grammatically, I do err here and there while writing. If that is the case, do not worry about the grammar part. At least ensure the spellings are absolutely right. Spellings are absolutely right. You make a promise to yourself that, sir, no matter what, I will not make a mistake in spellings. That shows discipline. Yes? That is why every time you are writing somewhere, the moment you feel like it is doubtful, the spelling is doubtful, open, search for the word, write the correct spelling. It's so important. Two things which are going to decide whether you are going to be good in studying newspapers or not are, and writing the answers, spellings and the meanings of the words. If you are good at it, your technical knowledge only helps you go further. These two are very, very important things, spellings as well as meanings. This is for CSAT. Now we'll come to the syllabus. So how many people we had? 13,000 people, right? Clear the pre-examination. Out of 13,000 people, finally, how many people go to the interview? How many people clear mains? 2,500 to 3,000 people, usually 2,500 to 3,000 people. Out of 3,000 people, 1,000 people get selected, right? So 900, 1,000, depending on the year. So how does UPSC get to know only these many people are required? Who tells the UPSC? The government, DOPT, Department of Personnel and Training. This department. So this is the one which takes the inputs from all the ministries, all the departments in the country, central as well as the state government. So each department, ministry has said, I need these many IAS officers, these many IPS officers. The Home Ministry says, I need these many IPS officers this year. So everybody gives the inputs. After taking the inputs, DOPT tells UPSC, see, dude, get me these many people. Recommendation. I want recommendation. From whose side? UPSC side. UPSC is a exam conducting body, specialized one. So what UPSC does? It designs the examination and prepares the list. What list? First pre-list, then mains list, then interview. After the personality test, a list is provided. That is why when you see the list, final rank list, what is written in the rank list? List of recommended candidates. It's not the list of selected candidates. These recommended candidates, UPSC sends it to DOPT. So after recommendation, they are sent for training. After training, internally exam is done. Once internally exam is done, selection is done. Selection ke baad, what happens? They are placed. They are placed into positions. This is the entire procedure. Now, whatever you are doing, what are you preparing for? Only this list. Selection happens later. Placement happens later. Okay? Fine. Having said this, we'll now come to syllabus. Syllabus mein GS 1, 2 in your pre will not go with pre way. We'll go with the mains way. So in the mains examination, how many papers do we have? How many papers? 7 or 9? 9 papers. Okay, good. Out of 9 papers, 2 papers are compulsory for most of the candidates. So for some of the candidates, the second language paper, that is the regional language paper, is not compulsory, especially people coming from the northeastern states, right? For some of the states, it is not a compulsory paper. So only English is there. So let's assume both papers are to be written, the compulsory papers, English and a regional language. Is separate preparation required for this? It depends on you. It completely depends on you. My understanding is that anybody who has scored over 80 or 70 even in their school, in the language paper, I don't think they have to do something extra. Any extra preparation is required for them. Extra preparation is required for those people who are really bad at it. When I say really bad, they are really bad. So how bad? they are not able to frame even 3 sentences properly without any mistake. Okay. Any regional language. How many languages are there in India? Many. Out of them, scheduled languages are there. How many scheduled languages are there? 22. There are 22 scheduled languages. Out of these scheduled languages, you have to select one. It need not be mother tongue. Say for example, you are in Karnataka. Your mother tongue is Kannada. It's not essential that you have to, choose regional language as Kannada itself. Maybe you have studied Hindi all throughout your school. Then Hindi can be your regional language. So the first paper is English, the second one is regional language. So how much are you supposed to score in this? 300 for this, 300 for this. You're supposed to score 75, which is 25%. Not a big deal for many. Sir, how will the paper be? You need not worry about the contents of the paper. You're supposed to worry about how well you are able to frame sentences. That's what you're supposed to worry about. If you are able to frame the sentences properly and commit, this is the rule. If per page, if you have less than 2 mistakes, grammatically and spelling wise, you are absolutely fine with this paper. Absolutely fine. 2 or less mistakes, grammatically and spelling wise. Absolutely fine. You need not worry at all. Directly you can go to the examination. So, but I would suggest 2 pages लिख के एक बार देख लो. Right? One time you write, it would have been a long time, like it's been 4 years since you have written that, regional language maybe. Write 2 pages, check once. Sir, when I wrote in 10th standard, only 2 mistakes were there in my entire paper. Right? 20 pages I had written or 15 pages, only 2 mistakes were there. I know I'll be able to write. You went to the examination, bhul gaye. You will forget the letters even. Right? So you'll forget the letters sometimes. So that is why test yourself once. 2 pages, 3 pages you write. Get them evaluated maybe. So someone who knows the language, give it to them, let them evaluate. So how many of you have Kannada as your regional language? Many. Hindi. Hindi, few people are there. Okay. Other languages, all other languages. Raise completely. Okay, all other languages. So you are going to write it in other language, right? That paper is going to be a different language. So for all the other people, you have to take assistance from someone who knows your language. Hindi and Kannada. If you have doubt like this, write 2 pages or 3 pages, submit it. We will evaluate, we will assess it, and we'll tell what is to be done. Clear? Okay. So 2 papers are out of our way now. So CSAT is out of our way. This is out of our way. What next do we have? GS1. What do we have in GS1? Broadly speaking, it is history, society, and geography. History, society, and geography. These are the things we have. For history, how many parts of history are there? Ancient, medieval, art and culture, modern history, post-independent India, world history. Biggest subject. Right? Biggest subject, and GS1 is the biggest paper in terms of books you are supposed to refer to. So you have ancient, medieval, art and culture, and then you have modern, post-independent India, and world history. Easy way to remember is it there for pre or mains? history. It is there for both prelims and mains. But few additions and deletions I have to do. Simple way is I will remove 2, add 2. Remove these 2. They are not there for mains exam. They are only there for pre-exam. The last 2, they are not there for pre-exam. That's it. So by that measure, ancient, medieval, art and culture and modern history is there for prelims examination. For mains examination, art and culture, modern history, post-independent India, world history. That is for mains examination. Right? So whatever you studied for prelims, you have to delete 2 subjects, add 2 more subjects for the mains. That's all. This is about history. Society, on the other hand, for this is mains only subject. This is for mains only, a single subject. There are no subdivisions as such in it. Mains only. And then you have geography. You have different parts of geography as well. You have world geography, Indian geography, human geography, economic geography. You have 4 parts. So is it for pre or mains? The emphasis is different, right? It is there for both pre and mains. The emphasis is a bit different. What they do is, in your prelims, the emphasis also is on this. And in mains, emphasis is on this. Remember, I am telling emphasis. I am not saying they are not there. So most of the questions in pre come from this area. Most of the questions in mains come from this area. Do the questions not come in prelims on this? You get the prelims questions from this area as well, but emphasis is different. Clear? Done? Okay. This is about geography. Is it there for both pre and mains? Yes, absolutely, completely. The next paper is GS2. So how many marks for GS1? 250. All other papers we are going to have are 250 marks. GS2, what are the things we have? You have 4. Polity, governance, what next? Social justice and international relations. International relations. Done? Polity we know already. This is for both pre and mains. Governance, again mains only. Social justice, mains. International relations, both pre and mains. This is how the subjects are. Now when it comes to addition, deletion, these 2 only for mains. Prelims mein you might get the questions, but it's very difficult to classify. Okay. GS3, what all we have? What is it we have in GS3? Economy. Anybody with economics background here? 4 people, 5 people. Okay, good. Economy. What next? Science and technology. Environment. Internal security challenges and disaster management. Everything you have for both pre and mains except for this. This is an additional subject for mains only. This is for mains only. So we have GS 1, 2, 3 done. So when we look at the prelim syllabus, what are all the things that are there now? What are all the things that are there? Ancient, medieval, modern, art and culture, geography, polity, international relations, economy, environment, science and tech. This much we have for pre. Along with that, simply current affairs related to all the above topics. Yes? GS3 is done, and whatever we have in GS4, what do you have in GS4? It is ethics paper. So 4 GS papers, 250 into 4, 1000 marks are done. Now you have to pay attention here. Why I am doing this is because we saw GS 1, 2, 3, 4 so far, and out of GS 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 is not there for pre. GS 1, 2, 3 is there. So GS 1, GS 2, GS 3. Overall 750 marks, which is related to both pre and mains. But the thing is, even in that, some of the topics are not there for mains, right? So some of the prelims topics are there, right? So which is not there for mains. Mains topics are there, which is not there for prelims, right? So when I prepare only for prelims, if I am preparing only for prelims, in GS 1, 2, 3, I will leave some subjects. What subjects do I leave? World history I will leave. Post-independent India I will leave. What else do I leave? Governance I leave. Social justice I leave. Internal security challenges and disaster management. These many subjects I have not touched because I was preparing only for prelims. Remember 20,000 people who are your very good competitors? Remember that? Out of these 20,000 people, how many people will be with the agenda that I want to crack pre? I will think about mains later. How many people will be there like that? Minimum, I am saying minimum 10,000 people will be like that. Whose aim is what? Clearing pre only. This time I will clear pre, take some time from home. Next time I will prepare properly and write mains also. Agenda is pre. 10,000 people will be like that. Now, what are the chances of these 10,000 people actually clearing the mains as well? I would say negligible. Next to negligible. So people who are preparing for both pre and mains from day one are only 10,000 people who are serious. This is cutthroat competition, I would say. Those 10,000 people are the outstanding people. Instead of trying to be in the 20% club, I want you to now be in the 10% club. Yes? Be in those 10,000 people. Try to be in those 10,000 people. So how to be in those 10,000 people? First, CSAT, I'll be very good at, and I'm going to emphasize all the subjects. I'm not going to discriminate between prelim subjects, mains subjects. The day you start discrimination, that is a signal for you that you are going the wrong direction. Post-independent India, you get one question only. World history, you get one question only. Governance, you get somewhere around 2 questions. Social justice, you get 3 questions. ISC and DM, you get 4 questions. Total how many questions? 4, 8, 8 plus 3, 11. 11 questions, each question 10 marks, 10 marker. I have to subtract 110 here or not? Because I am preparing only for pre, right? I have not prepared for these subjects. I will subtract 110. What is it? 640. You preparing for prelims, content wise, gets you ready for mains for how many marks? 650 marks you are ready for. But the mains examination is for how many marks? 750 here. GS4, 250 marks. We have essay paper. Essay how many marks? 250. Optional, how many subjects we have in optional? One subject, two papers, right? So paper 1, paper 2. How many marks? 250, 250. How much is it total? How much is it? This is 1000 here. This was 750. Total I am writing the mains examination for 1750, and how many marks am I prepared for? 640. You see the difference? How can you expect a person to clear the exam? Tell me. Huh? I'll study core subjects. Sir, 5 core subjects I'll complete first. After that I'll see. You will only see. There will be no outcome. So, 650 marks you will be prepared for, which is absolutely useless. It does not make any sense, according to me. So, target both pre and mains, CSAT from day 1, and your starting day mistake from tomorrow. You have the classes. I'll tell you the mistake, the biggest mistake any candidate would do. Not running from day 1. First 15 days, sir, I have just started. Let me take some rest. I'll go slow. I am saying go slow, just don't stop. Just don't stop. Keep going. These many people are there today? Okay. Let's see how many people will be there here after 30 days. If you are still coming, it means you have it in you to do something about this examination. It starts from here. Discipline. You might think, sir, there are so many people. Where do I stand? First of all, you have to walk some distance, then check where you stand. Without walking, you are standing here and telling, sir, where do I stand? You are there itself. You are not moving. Start moving and then reassess. Yes? A famous quote by Nelson Mandela. It says, everything seems impossible until it gets done. Everything seems impossible. Until that point, it really gets done. Right? So to reach any destination, you have to start. Without starting, you are doing strategy. What is strategy? Watching so many videos, this topper says this topper says this. Everybody is saying study NCERT, make notes, study from the notes, be thorough with basic concepts. Everybody is saying that. What am I doing? Except that everything related to UPSC I am doing. Everything related to UPSC is what? Will UPSC change the syllabus? Will UPSC remove optional? Okay, what books to study? That institute is bringing new course. Right? PYQ analysis I will do directly. I'll watch videos. For this, I will download this PDF. For newspaper, I'll cut and keep it. I am telling you this because you will be inclined to make these mistakes. इसीलिए हम बता रहे हैं. That is why I am telling you. You will be prone. These are all vulnerabilities of yours. And it happens eventually. Without you knowing, these things happen. Say this person is studying something. Okay. The person sitting next to him, he's like, he just sees, hey, what are you studying? I am reading this. How is it? It's good. Did he ask you to study? No, he just said it's good. Now you have FOMO. Fear of missing out. Hey, he's studying that much, let me also study. The same mistake happens when you go to the mentors also. You go to the mentors, you go to the faculties, right? To ask something. You go to them and you ask something. They will tell, hey, this is what you are supposed to study. Let's say I discuss the book list. After discussing the book list, you make the book list and then you went to the mentor. You told the mentor, you asked the mentor, sir, these are the books that are there. Do you suggest something else? He's like, no, these books are good. Still, you're not letting that person go. You're like, sir, what did you study? Tell me. So the mentors have been to the interview. He's like, I studied this also. Instead of this, I studied this. Now you're like, oh, mismatch, dissonance in your brain. He studied this, he went to interview. This book maybe, this is something which I need to try. Now you will not stop at trying. You will add that book. Already you have the book list, you add this book also on top of it. These are the mistakes you generally do. Do not commit these mistakes, you will be on the right path. Clear? Yes? So, you have 10 days time. You have 10 days time to decide which books you are going to study. After that, no matter who comes and tells me, I am not going to change the book list. Do you have that conviction in you? If you don't have that conviction, just think about it this way. 27, of course, is going to be more like a very good attempt for you, right? But when it comes to mains examination, you cannot have, very highly efficient answer writing skill by then, right? Maybe if you do the practice regularly, like every day you are putting in 10 hours without fail, then yes, you have a very good shot at 2027. Otherwise, it is 28, right? You have to remember that. Yes, be practical. Practical. Prelims for sure. Mains, it completely depends on how much effort I put, how much consistent I am. That's very, very important. Clear? Many of the people who have the potential lose out because they have wrong expectations set. Think about it. We'll just go with the numbers. So simple math we will do. A person who started in January, you are starting in the month of July. How much difference is there? A good 6-month difference is there. This person has been studying on a daily basis 10 hours. Per week 60 hours. One Sunday we'll leave it. Right? On an average 60 hours per week. 60 into 4, 240. 240 into 6. How much is it? 960, correct? Yes, no? No? More? It is more. 960 plus another 240, I guess. Another 240? Another 480. How much would it be? How much? Per month you get how many hours? 240 hours. 240 into 6. 240, 240, 480. So 960 plus 480. So how much would it be? 1000? 440. 144. 1440. These many hours that person has got extra already. Yes? Even this is wrong, I guess. Is it correct? Perfect? Okay. July. You are already 1440 hours behind by any measure. For prelims, it does not matter. According to me, for prelims, it does not matter. For mains, it matters. For mains, you have to do a lot of answer writing and all that. You have to complete your syllabus still. From our end, we'll complete your syllabus. So I'll give you the timeline from our end. We are going to complete your syllabus by Feb end. This you need not worry. Prelims, mains, as well as optional. Syllabus completion is our headache. ठीक है? What is your headache? Managing time. Sir, too many classes. You're not supposed to complain about it. You're not supposed to complain about what? Too many classes. You are supposed to worry about how you are going to manage your time. That's what you are supposed to worry about. I will tell you when life becomes easier for you. Life becomes easier for you. There is an advantage you have as well. Remember, this is an advantage you have. Because you are racing against time, you don't have much time. You can't see here and there. That's the biggest advantage you have. I have these many books. I don't have time to study other books. That's the advantage you have. People who started early, they have room. Their syllabus is done. Their syllabus gets over by September, let's say. After that, they have only optional. September se December, they have space. Now they will be thinking, hey, let me look at that PDF. Let me look at this. You don't have time. This is the biggest advantage you have. A good thing. But to leverage this advantage, what you are supposed to do? From day one, you are supposed to start running. Keep it very, very simple. Very, very simple. For every subject, we are going to have, you are going to write the class notes. Plus, you are going to have an NCERT. For some subjects, you have the NCERT. For some subjects, you don't have the NCERT. And a standard book, a standard reference book. One standard reference book. This standard reference book can be something which you buy from outside or something which is going to be suggested here. Suggested, or you're going to, I will give you the resource where it is. It is going to either be the printed material or from the website. Where to refer to, I'll tell you. What is this rule? The max 3 rule. I am not going to study more than 3 sources for any book at any point in time. Max 3. Somebody is supplying you material related to polity, Lakshmikant, summarized version. Keep it to yourself. You enjoy. You crack the exam with that. The moment you borrow it, the moment you borrow the short notes of another person, your analytical ability drops significantly. You have to study that book. You must study the standard book. You must study your own notes. Never rely on copying the notes from others. It does not make any sense according to me. It is like an exercise in futility. Uselessly you are doing it. Say, sir, I missed the class. Notes. You have the recording. Watch the recording. Make the notes on your own. What other work do you have? Tell me. Do you have any other work? Studying is the only work you have. Do it properly. Yes? Itna hua. And along with this, what else are we supposed to study? You have current affairs. Yes? Current affairs, what to study? Newspaper plus PIB. One newspaper and PIB. I think it is difficult for you to manage it now. Yes? Studying the newspaper, making notes out of it, it's difficult. So my singular suggestion for this is newspaper you start with 30 minutes. You study the newspaper. Thank you. 30 minutes newspaper to improve your linguistic proficiency only. And apart from that, I would suggest you to go with the newspaper analysis, daily news analysis and editorial analysis. That comes in your website, Legacy IAS website. On a daily basis you get it, plus PIB analysis on a daily basis you get it. For current affairs, this is what you are supposed to do. Don't do anything else. This is sufficient. Sir, others are studying other current affairs. We do the classes here also. On a daily basis you have the class, Monday to Saturday. You have one session, 1 hour session. And we have structured these sessions in such a manner that instead of doing today's current affairs, what we do is last week current affairs, whatever have happened, We go subject wise. Monday is polity day. Whatever has happened in polity in the last 1 week, we cover it on this Monday. Tuesday is environment day. Getting it? So you can use that as revision. You are studying this, along with that you can revise with that 1 hour session on a daily basis. So that you can run faster also. Within 30 minutes you will be able to complete. Why? Because you have already read it. Now, priorities. I'll come to priorities. Say, sir, I came to the class, I wrote the class notes, I went home. How many hours can I study? You have 6 hours class here. In few days it's going to be 7 hours class. It's a 7 hours class, right? So how many hours can I study? How many more hours can I study? Another 5 hours? Discount I'll give you. Study 4 hours. Discounted. Study only 4 hours. The mistake you commit is that you try to study all these 4 hours at once after the day, after you attend the class. This is where the problem lies. At what time do your classes start? 10 a.m. now. Later on, they are going to start at 8 a.m. When do they start at 8 a.m.? Once the optional starts, they start at 8 a.m. Okay. Earlier, we used to have these optional classes at 1:30 in the afternoon for 4 hours straight. 4 hours continuously, we used to have the optional. This year, we have made a change. We have made sure that optional is going to be short and sweet, 2 hours only, morning 8 to 10, 5 days per week. Earlier, it was 3 days per week, 4 hours. Now, it's going to be only 2 hours per day. Early morning, fresh, start with optional. 8 to 10. It's going to start from when? You have an idea? After? Next month. It's going to be on August 16th. After your Independence Day, your independence will be gone. Okay? So, it's pretty fascinating when I meet people, when they come to take the admissions, later on, some of you, meet me, right, along with the parents. You have so many questions about what the institute will do, what they do, what they do, what they do. And later on, I find that all the questions you had asked, you found the answers because institute is delivering. It's just that you are not able to follow up. Yes? So take it as a challenge from my side. Sir, provide as much as you want. I'll be able to deal with it. I think if you are able to take that challenge on, you'll be there. Put all the resources that are provided to you to absolute use. You'll be there. Put to maximum use. Yes, mentors are available. Most of the places, just think about it, most of the places, most of the people who have given an attempt previously, they come here seeking mentorship only. Why? Because the wait time in most of the places is more than 3 hours. It's not 3 hours, 3 days, 4 days. Or mentorship is done in groups, like 20 people together mentorship is done. Here that is not the scenario. You have the mentors available, you just have to ask for a slot, 15-20 minutes you need with the mentor, they are available all the time. Right? Faculties will act as mentors for you. These are the things which you are supposed to use. And always you listen to whom? One person only. Especially related to resources. Doubts, you go to multiple people, no problem. But resources, you ask only one person. Why? Because as I was telling you earlier, you go to one of the faculty, you go to history faculty and tell, sir, history, I heard that A.L. Basham book is good. A.L. Basham for art and culture, it's good. History faculty is like, he has studied it. He's like, it is good only. Did he ask you to study it? No. You're like, history sir told it is good. By the time you come here, you change the sentence itself. You're like, hey, history sir asked me to study this. Now other person gets influenced. Everybody is studying A.L. Basham. It is a never-ending loop. Trust me. There is no light in the end of the tunnel when you go that way. More resources, more problems. Okay? Okay. Prioritize. How do you prioritize here? Sir, no matter what, I'll go home, I'll study the class notes. No matter what, I'll do it. This is number one, priority. With absolute clarity. 100% of whatever is there in the notes, I know it. This is number one. 2, I have time, sir. End of the week. Saturday you are free. Every Saturday you are free. Your Saturdays are dedicated to subjects. As in one subject only. Saturday is for one subject only. How do I plan it? In the week, you have 3 subjects going on, let's suppose. So we are starting with geography. Which is the other subject that is starting for you? Ethics, and then economy. So geography, ethics, economy, 3 heavyweights. Ethics we are starting with. Why? Pre plus mains together we go. Yes? Now this week, I am going to take up on this Saturday, geography I will take up on Saturday. Whatever has been done in the week, every day I am studying from the class notes. Ethics also I studied, geography also I studied, and on the, what economics day, I studied economics as well. But this Saturday, I will dedicate it only for what? Geography. Whatever has been done in geography in this entire week, I will study geography properly. On that day, I am going to add NCERT. Same chapters. Clear? Done. If time permits, I'll go through the reference book as well. If time permits. If time is not permitting, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Do not rush. Do not rush. Aim is to learn. See, think about it. I study a lot of stuff. I don't remember anything. What's the use? Your soul is happy. Your brain is useless. That's what you did. I studied 10 books, sir. What do you understand from the books? Nothing. Soul, what did you feel? I felt happy. You ask your brain, do you know anything? Don't know. So you rendered your brain useless to make your soul happy. Don't do it. Okay? Now, weekend. This Saturday, what did I study? I studied geography this Saturday. Next Saturday, still geography is going on, economy is going on, ethics is going on. Next Saturday, every day I am studying what is taught in the class. Next Saturday, I am going to dedicate that day for ethics. Ethics how? Last 2 weeks, whatever ethics has been taught, I am going to revise on this Saturday. Getting my point? Now one more week passed, you get the third Saturday. Still the same 3 subjects are going on. Which one is left for me now? Economy. I have not done the overall revision. This Saturday, I am going to take up economy. Everything that has been done in the last 3 weeks, I'll do it. Fourth Saturday, what are you going to study? Fourth Saturday, what am I going to study? Geography again. Yes, again geography. This is how you are supposed to plan, so that you are in touch with every subject. It should not be like I will start with one subject, complete it, revise it, then I'll go to next subject. By the fourth subject, you have forgotten the first subject. By the time you start the fifth or sixth subject, you are like, sir, did you ever do the classes? You ask us. Do not commit this mistake. Okay? So by December, if I ask you anything from the class notes you have prepared, you should be like, sir, I'll explain the entire thing. That's the position you are supposed to be in. Till that point, sir, I was not able to cover, let's say, most of the standard books. I was not able to touch because I was doing what you suggested. I have covered class notes, NCERT I have done, standard books for some subjects I have done, some of the standard books I have not even touched. I have reached December already. I am telling you, you are absolutely safe. Yes, you are going to feel what? FOMO. You will have the FOMO. Sir, everybody is studying. They will be in what situation? What situation is it? Soul happy, brain empty. Don't worry about them. Yes? So your soul will be kind of agitated at that point, but your brain will be full. Yes? Okay. Now, this much I am doing. Sir, for this, what to do about this? For now, for the first 2 months, your work is going to be limited to 30 minutes related to current affairs. What is that 30 minutes? Only related to editorial. First 1.5 to 2 months, don't worry about it. Only if time permits, I am going to study this. 1 hour. Only if time permits. Sir, I am not getting enough time. Don't worry. Leave it. You have 6 videos coming in a week. Yes? Try to watch them at some point. Whenever you get time, you watch them. They are available for free on YouTube as well as on your portal. Watch those videos related to current affairs. 2 months, you have discount on this front. Don't worry about this. You know where the other mistake is committed. You are supposed to do these things. You start with these things. Why? Sir, everybody says current affairs are important. They say current affairs are important. They are not saying you have to leave this and study current affairs. You believe that I attended the class. I have attended the class, so GS is done. Current affairs I will study. It's absolutely useless. So what am I supposed to do? My first priority in the day is 30 minutes. I am going to study the editorial. After that, I am going to spend at least 2 hours before the start of the class to study what? Study the subjects. Maybe yesterday's subjects I am going to revise. The class notes I am going to revise. And after the classes, today's class notes I am going to revise, at least half of it. Evening 2 hours. So morning 1.5 2 hours, evening 2 hours. Do not ever make the mistake of studying everything in 4 hours straight. It's difficult. It's difficult, especially if you are doing after the classes. It's much more difficult. Always plan your day like this. Before the start of the classes, I will study 2 hours. After the completion of the classes, I will study 2 hours. That's it. No, sir, I will study 3 hours before the start of the class and 2 hours after the class. That is also fine. Done? Never leave the major part of studying for after the classes because it is tiring. You might think that, sir, we were sitting only. What is tiring in that? You are the one who is spending a lot of energy. It is difficult. I know it is difficult. That is why leave less for after the class. Done? Priority set hua. Even if standard books are not covered, some of the standard books you are still not touched till the month of December, still it's fine. It's fine. As long as you are really good at this. Done? Okay. Now coming to the nature of the paper, how it has changed over the years. When I say nature of the paper, I have to look at both pre and mains. Pre papers, mains papers. Major components, how we look at the analysis is static, that is from books, how many questions are coming. Current affairs, how many questions are coming. How has it changed over the years? So we'll consider only from after 2010, from 2011 only, because that's the model we have even today. Before that, the model was different. In your prelims examination, there was optional paper. From 2011 onwards, there is no optional paper in prelims exam, right? In place of optional, you got the CSAT paper, that is the GS2 paper. So since then, how has it been? So it has been ups and downs. It has seen a lot of ups and downs when it comes to this composition. The composition is like this. It started here where you had 15% current affairs, some 85% static. So as time progressed, things have become how? Presently, it is almost 35 to 40% is current affairs, right? 60 to 65% is static. Now the problem is, if they give the questions just like this, it's easy. If they give clearly like this, 60 questions from books, 40 questions from current affairs, then it's easy. But what they do is, in a single question, 2 statements are from book, 1 statement is from current affairs. Now how will you deal with it? Just by studying current affairs will you be able to solve? No. Just by studying the books will you be able to solve? I think yes. Yes, if you are really good with the books, your fundamentals will drive you towards the right answer. But with the knowledge of current affairs only, I will not be able to get the questions on static right. It's not possible. Whereas on the basis of my fundamentals, conceptual knowledge, I'll be able to get even the statements related to current affairs right. There are n number of examples like that. These are the ones which are about educated guesses. What is the educated guess? Educated guess is the one which is on the basis of your fundamental knowledge, basic knowledge. Where do you get the basic knowledge from? The books. Be outstanding with the books. I am pretty sure prelims is relatively easier if you are really good with the books. Okay, so the the percentage is like this, present percentage. Still 60 to 65% is static. Where are these questions coming from? From books. Which books? Let's say you study class notes, you study NCERT, and then standard book. Sir, if I study only this much properly, 100% of class notes I studied, 100% of NCERTs I studied. Standard book, 100% it is not possible to study. Even if it is one standard book only, 100% it is not possible. Sir, 80% I studied. If I study like this, what percentage of 60 to 65 questions I will be able to get right? Yes, 60-65 questions are there. How am I able to get right with this much? What is 80% of 60? 48? Yes. I would say somewhere around 45 questions you can be sure of. With what? Only this much. If you are really good, 100% of class notes, every concept I am good with, sir. NCRT, every concept that is there in NCRT, I'm okay. Standard book, 80% of anywhere, 100 questions you ask me, 80 questions I'll be able to get them. Only one standard book I'm talking about. The day you reach this, you can be certain about somewhere around 45 questions. You have done some tests also, right? 45 questions you can be sure of. Now, coming to other one, which is the other one? Current affairs. We'll see the current affairs. This is fun. How many questions you get? 35 to 40 questions you get. Correct. Where do you get the questions from? Hindu newspaper, Indian Express newspaper, Times of India, Down to Earth magazine, PIB, Press Information Bureau, and then Yojana. What else is there? Wikipedia. Wikipedia means Wikipedia. So big. And then what else? WTO, IMF, World Bank, UN websites, and other free websites. So we'll just say other free websites. Sir, what is this, sir? Other free websites. Most of the websites are free. That's where you get the questions from. This is how scattered the questions are when it comes to current affairs. Getting my point? So, to get the 40 questions right, I have to study all these without leaving anything. Now you tell me, this is easy or this is easy? Static is easy. Any day. But where do we spend most of our energy on, most of our thoughts on? Why? That is what is advertised maximum. Understand this. Sir, I will be different then. Only different people get selected. If you are like any other 99%, you will not get selected. You are supposed to choose a path. This is the path. Now, sir, that means I can leave this completely. Don't leave it. You have a choice here. What is the choice? Study PIB, which is from the government. Along with that, I am going to study either this or this. A combination of this, you get it as daily news analysis, editorial analysis. That's it. I am doing a part of it. A part of it, if I am doing only that religiously as well, out of 40 questions, I can say somewhere around 15 questions I'll be good at. 15 questions I can get right. So our number comes to 45 plus 15, how much is it? 60. 60 into 2? 120. How much do you need to clear the pre? How much do you need to clear the pre? Out of 200. I am talking about GS1 paper. Out of 200, I am supposed to score somewhere around 90 to be on the safer side presently. 90. This year's paper was an outlier, but 90 if you are scoring, you are good at it. And how much do you get only by relying on only minimum things? 120, sir, here and there while circling I made a mistake. I kept a dot by mistake. All those if you remove, 90 is something which you can get. Keep the strategy simple, etch it in your brain. This is how things are. Right? Do not do random stuff. The preparation for this examination is madness, but infuse method to madness. There has to be a method to madness as well. Then it is manageable. When there is no method to madness, that becomes sheer madness, pure madness. You're doing everything. People outside will feel like this person is studying so well, right? Putting in so much hard work. Net, 0. Clear? To build a company, of yours if you want to build groups amongst yourselves. I'll give you a simple suggestion. So how much you take it depends on you. There are three types of candidates that are there everywhere. Candidate 1, candidate 2, candidate 3, C3, three types. Type 1 candidate does not study, does not attend classes, sometimes comes, sometimes does not come. Today boring, I will not go. This subject I don't like, that's why I will not go. Yesterday I went out, today I don't feel like going. Feel, not that you can't, you don't feel like going. So these candidates, after 3 months, they get to realize this is something which is not possible for me, I will give up. Internally they give up and show up every now and then, like they also show their must show their presence, right? At least to family they have to prove that they are going to classes, so they keep coming. This is category 1. They are harmless. Actually these candidates are harmless. Why are they harmless? They know they will not study, they are not going to harm themselves. If somebody joins them, they get harmed. They are harmless to themselves. They are very clear, this is not going to happen, I will do something else in life. They are getting their plan B ready. They are clear. Category 2, these are the candidates who does what I just told you. Who just do what I told you every single day from day 1. Class has been done, I will go study NCRT, and then Saturday this is what I am going to do. Life is set. 2 months later, if you ask the person, made significant progress, the person is able to assess himself or herself. I am in the right position, I am going in the right direction, meeting the mentor regularly, they are doing it. This is one type of candidate. Second type of candidate, they are also harmless to others as well as themselves. These are harmless to themselves but harmful for others. Bad influence, no? If you choose to get influenced, then bad influence. Otherwise, they will not influence you. Last category of candidates, harmful. To whom? To everyone, to themselves as well. Who are these candidates? They appear to be preparing, they appear to be serious, they are not executing, they are just strategizing. Their aim is to become a what? A collector. What collector? District collector. Aim is this. But the work they are doing is that of a book collector. बुक कलेक्टर, बुक कलेक्ट कर रहा है हर जगह से, ए भी दे दो, ए भी दे दो, हम ये भी सेव कर लेंगे, आई विल यूज इट लेटर. Yes? Harmful. See, when outside person looks at this person, hey, what are you doing? Hey, I'm studying this book. 2 weeks later, same subject. What are you studying? I'm studying from it is good. How do you know? Somebody told me. Where did you learn it? I saw some, video. Do you want it? You're like, give me. You also become C3. And this is precisely the category which is problematic for themselves and others. Why for others? For others too, it is very, very clear, because they are going to take others also in the wrong direction. For themselves, why? Why for themselves? because they are putting the work, it is work only. Book collection is also a work. Because they are putting in the hard work, 3 months later, 6 months later, they feel like, I have done everything, but I am not seeing result. Yes, I am doing everything right. I am putting this 8 hours of study, 10 hours of study, I am doing it. But outcome, test scores are so less. What to do? Gave first attempt, did not clear, failed, very badly. Then the person thinks, this is all the problem with what? The content I studied. People who gave the content, they are only wrong. I have to find a different content now. The person's world revolves around content. Okay. This person will not be able to see the problem of his or her own. Sees the problem everywhere, but actually the problem lies within. There is no correction for this person possible. This person is incorrigible. This person cannot be corrected. Do not become this person. You want to become this person? More than happy. You want to become this person? It's your choice. You want to become this person? I would strongly protest against it. This person also has clarity. That is why I am telling you. Clear? Yes? Anything you want to ask? Nothing? See, to put these thoughts in front of you, I think many times, like, should I tell it? Should I not tell it? Then I realize one thing, if I tell it to them, it's for their own good. Some of the people might not take it in the right way, but this is the fact. If you know it, it's better. So that is why I tell it out loud. You should be knowing these things. Yes? Say for example, sir, I wanted some good people to study with. There are some good people who study, but it's not, the vibe is not matching. So it's vibe, no? Vibe is not matching. Vibe matching के चक्कर में अलग match मत कीजिए. Don't match wrongly. Don't match with, so you are here, you search for vibe matching. Nobody in this group, in this category, you did not find a candidate to match the vibe. You found a candidate here, or you found a candidate here. Worst. No. Now what are you supposed to do? If you are not able to find company like that to study properly, you always have the company of the mentors. You always have the company of the mentors. You go to the mentors, talk to them. Yes? This is what you are supposed to do. Done. Now we come to your book list. The final part, the book list. Make a list of these books. You have 10 days time. You want to revise the book list. Revise the book list. How will you revise the book list? You do the research, right? Or if you already know, you check with the mentor, sir, can I replace this book with this book? You can ask. Understood? Few rules to start with. These might seem trivial, but these are important things. 1. The book should not have lines. Plain sheets book, preferably A4 size book. Spiral bound is always better, according to me. Spiral bound notebooks are always better to write. Okay, so if you want UPSC style spiral bound books, you can buy them here, right? They are available. So it's, I think, much cheaper than whatever you buy from outside. You can buy them because it is in UPSC style itself. The papers that you can do. This is the first thing. Why? Otherwise, if you are writing on the ruled sheets, when you write it on the unruled sheet one day, then your line will start from Kanyakumari, go to Jammu and Kashmir. Okay? So you are always going to write on unruled sheets. Yeah. 2. Pen. I think the pen that has been given to you today, that's one of the best pens to write. You can stick to that pen, or you can have one comfortable pen. You are going to stick to that pen till the end of your journey as UPSC aspirant and becoming an officer, till that point. One pen. It has an impact. It's about emotion and it has an impact. Right? What is that emotion? A feeling that you get. This pen, I am comfortable with. Other pen you take, you are writing, your hand hurts, you blame the pen now. Wish I had that pen. That thought is sufficient for you to slow down a bit. One pen. Get accustomed to it. 3. Notes making. I have 2 models for you to make the notes. Whichever model is suitable for you, you can go with that model. I have a preference for one model, but given the paucity of time, I would suggest you to go with another model, right? So what are the 2 models? Model A, model B. A model, I am going to write the class notes here, full. 2, I am going to study the NCERT. 3, I am going to same chapter, standard book also I am going to study. All 3 I am going to keep it open. Study from all the 3 at once on a Saturday maybe. The same chapter I study. And I put a 20% rule. 20% rule. Which is the broadest of these 3? Broadest, which has maximum content. Your standard reference book has the maximum content. So why does it have the maximum content? Because they revise. How? This year new questions came in UPSC prelims, means they add 1 chapter. That is why this becomes the broadest one. Okay. Now this is the broadest one. It covers almost everything. So on the basis of all the 3, I will create short notes. All the 3 put together, I will create short notes, and these short notes will be 20% of the size of the standard book. So if a chapter, let's say preamble chapter, runs into 8 pages in my standard book, 20% of it is 2 pages. Within 2 pages, I will have entire preamble, all keywords, no sentences, only keywords from all the sources put together. Topic wise, I am going to first create a skeleton in 2 pages, and the keywords only I will take from all the 3 places and I will jot them down. This is one. Model 1. It is time consuming. It's an art. This is my personal preference. I study like this. This is my personal preference. I study like this. But an equally good model when you don't have time. An equally good model when you don't have time is a bit costly. How costly? Maybe overall, the entire year put together, maybe some 600 rupees, 700 rupees costly. How? The number of pages you are going to use up is a bit more in this model. How? The class notes that I am going to write here, I'm going to write the notes only in half the page. Rest half of the page I will not write anything. Everything I am writing in the class, only here. Rest half of the page I have left empty. For what? Later on I will study NCERT, I will study standard book. Whatever is not there in the class notes, I will be able to add here. I am studying the same chapter. Something is missing in this chapter. I'll add from here. Only the keywords I'll add here. There's one advantage here as well. You can do one thing. All the content that you are adding from, let's say NCERT, you can use a black color pen. All the content you are bringing it from where? Standard book. You can use a red color pen or a green color pen. Just keywords you are writing. With this, what happens? Later on, you are revising, you saw something here. You have written the word, but you don't know why you wrote that word. Keyword you have written, but you are not able to recall. Now it clearly points to, okay, this is something which is in red, which means I have taken it from standard book. Let me open it. It becomes easy. Clear? This is the second method. I would suggest you to go with this model. This is a bit difficult to handle for now. This is a bit difficult. Trust me, it is difficult. Sir, no sir, I will try. Don't. Okay, sir, then you are not giving us a choice. I have given you a choice, but I am strongly recommending the second one. Yes? This much is done. Sir, current affairs. Where to add current affairs? Just a line about current affairs. Now you will not be able to add anything. 2 months later, when you start studying current affairs properly, you get to understand. Just add a line here, like this was in news. That's it. Related to what? This topic itself. Now when you have to write answers, when you want to revise, it will be so holistic, so integrated, you are going to feel the difference. There will be absolute clarity when you study that way, or even this way. You will have absolute clarity, but you are not going this way. Don't go this way. Okay, it's a difficult road. Done? Okay. Now we'll come to our book list. Which is the first subject we have? History, art and culture. So we have 1 hour time. We have to finish all the subjects. Art and culture. You tell me, is it for prelims or mains? Prelims or mains? Both. Okay, it's for both. What is it I have to study? Class notes, compulsory, plus NCERT class 11 and 12, an introduction to Indian art. An introduction to Indian art. One and two. 2 books, 1 and 2. The NCERT has also launched recently new textbooks on art and culture itself in the lower classes. You need not study them. Watch the videos by your history faculty itself. He has recorded the videos. It will be available to you. Watch them. Directly you watch them. Recorded videos, NCERT, lower classes. Right, in 7, 8, class 7, 8 or 8, 9 you have these books, right? They have come in. So still the books are getting updated one by one. So whichever books are coming, they are getting the recordings done, right? Chapter by chapter they are doing it. So how are you going to deal with these videos? You're going to keep the chapter open in the NCERT and the faculty is teaching that particular chapter in the video together. You're going to watch it. Done? This is done. The only reason I am asking you to take the assistance of the videos for these NCERTs is because I don't want you to study something which is not required. Okay? You'll be wasting time unnecessarily. Usually I used to suggest one extra book to study for art and culture. So I'll put a star against it. This is Art and Culture by Nitin Singhania. And there is Art and Culture by A.L. Basham. A Wonder That Was India. The textbook name is A Wonder That Was India by A.L. Basham. A Wonder That Was India by A.L. Basham. These two books, so earlier I used to suggest Nitin Singhania to be studied. Right? You have to study Nitin Singhania as well. This is what I used to suggest. Now, not required. Don't study it. Stick to only this much. After you complete what? Whatever I am writing outside the boxes for each subject. Whatever I write outside the boxes. I'll put a box for each subject. So whatever I write inside the box, it is second priority, third priority, fourth priority, let's say. First, second, third priority will be here itself. Now, when am I supposed to open these boxes? When do I open these boxes? The day I am 100% proficient or 80-90% proficient with everything outside the box. See, these boxes are like chess. I will not open the chest until and unless I am 18 plus. 18 plus how? You become eligible to open the boxes when you are too good with all the other subjects, all subjects. Then I open the chest. Let me tell you when you reach that stage. It's almost never. Right? It's almost never because you have current affairs on your plate too. Because of that. Almost never. You would never require these books actually, if you ask me, honestly. But why am I telling you this? I am telling you this because you must be aware that others will give you a suggestion. You speak to someone who is preparing somewhere else or your senior, someone who is preparing, they will tell you, hey, for art and culture, did you study Nitin Singhania? You're like, nobody told us. Then you will be inclined to open that book also. You open that book, you see many pictures. Humse dhoka ho gaya. They cheated us, they did not tell us. Had they told us, I would have studied this book only. I did not clear because I did not study this book. So I don't want that blame. That is why I list everything. But I'll put it in a chest. Okay. Second subject, subject number 2. Which is the one? We'll go to ancient history. Ancient history. What is the first thing I need to do? Same class notes. After that, what else I need to study? NCERT. Watch the recordings of lower classes. Watch the recordings of lower classes. It is again chapter wise it is done. And NCERT. In class 12, you have a book, Themes in Indian History 1. Themes in Indian History 1. TIH. Themes in Indian History 1. NCERT recordings for the lower classes. say for example, if the faculty covered your Gupta Empire in the class or Mauryan Empire in the class, it was completed today. You go home and study the Gupta Empire or the Maurya Empire from the class notes. Happy. Time was left, sir, so I opened NCERT. NCERT I opened, I studied with the recording. Now weekend, this weekend is for ancient history. What will I do now? I'll revise everything that has been taught in the class plus NCERT plus this class 12 NCERT. Now I am going to open. Along with this, for select chapters, you can go with Poonam Dalal Dahiya, but again, it's too much. Still, because you would later say that I was not told, I'll add this as well. Select chapters, very, very select chapters from Poonam Dalal Dahiya. The book is on both ancient and medieval India. Ancient and Medieval India by Poonam Dalal Dahiya. Only the ancient part for ancient India, only the medieval part for medieval India, and select chapters, very, very select chapters, not all the chapters. So your faculty will tell you which are the most important chapters. So only those chapters, this is like extra reading for me. Done. For medieval India, for medieval history, the next subject, same class notes, NCERT recordings, class 12 NCERT themes in Indian history 2. Themes in Indian history 2. And select chapters from same Poonam Dalal Dahiya, ancient and medieval India, the medieval India part. The books that are available in the market for these two famous books that are available in the market, I can give a replacement for this now itself. The replacement for this would be Tamil Nadu State CRT books. Tamil Nadu State CRT books. This is class 11, class 12. If you check, you have ancient and medieval India in that. You can study from there. Here you need not be selective, you can study full. No need to be selective here, you can study full. Then you have to drop what? You have to drop Poonam Dalal Dahiya. Drop it and take this up. Or, sir, I want pictures. I like photographs. So, go here. Sir, photographs not required. Simple content I need. You come here. Clear? Am I clear? Yes? You have to choose, not add. If you add, you are doomed. Right? It's like committing sins. The more you add, the sins will only increase. Now, apart from this, in the market, there are other books as well. Which are the other books? For ancient India, I'll put a star. For ancient India, you have R.S. Sharma. For medieval India, you have Satish Chandra. R.S. Sharma, Satish Chandra. Shall we put it in a box? This is a chest, will not open. What next? 3 subjects are done. Which is the next subject? Modern history. Next is modern history. There was a time when ancient, medieval and art and culture, even if you left it, right, completely, I will not touch ancient, medieval, modern itself. ancient, medieval and art and culture. The number of questions that used to come from that area used to be 3. 3 questions in pre-exam. And that too mostly from Jainism, Buddhism. Mostly. Now things have changed so much that when you look at modern history used to carry significant weight. Like you used to get 7 questions, 8 questions from modern history only. So one of the years it so happened, modern history, the Spectrum book, A Brief History of Modern India, that book, which was actually brief, became comprehensive over the years, because UPSC asked somewhat in-depth questions. They kept on adding chapters after chapters. It became a thick book. After studying that thick book of 800 pages, see, the book is small. It looks small only because they say brief, no? It is printed as brief. That is why what they did, they made the book small, but the content is compact. Too compact. You can't write even probably some 2-3 words in a page. It's so, all clubbed, right? So it is all congested there. ऐसे बुक से एक क्वेश्चन आया था. One question. From where? Modern history. After studying so much, just think about the return on investment, right? So that is why I always tell, do not go with what other people say. Always emphasize all the subjects almost equally itself, because you never know when the trend is going to change. We'll be prepared for it. So modern history, what am I going to study? Of course, I am going to study the class notes. NCERT, you are going to cover from where? Lower classes, NCERT recordings. What next? Themes in Indian history. Class 12, themes in Indian history. 3. Done? A book that you need to actually refer to is A Brief History of Modern India. By Rajiv Ahir. Spectrum. This is a Spectrum book. Spectrum Publications. This is your standard book. What are the books that are available in the market? See, you have so many PDFs available today. So many PDFs are available. So you just search for Modern India, UPSC, PDF. Beautiful PDFs you will get. Just don't go behind them. Book available hai, we'll study book. Okay. Now what to do? Next we have India's Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra. India's Struggle. India's Struggle for Independence. Then Modern India by Sumit Sarkar. Thirdly, you also have Plazi to Partition. Plazi to Partition by Bandopadhyay. Again, it's a chest. There is one replacement book you can use. In place of this, you can use another book, because your history faculty is going to be really, really comprehensive in the class. It's going to cover everything that is required for the examination in the class. Still, a replacement for this book would be Struggle for India's Independence, same, India's Struggle for Independence, same, by Bipan Chandra himself, but it's a smaller version. By Bipan Chandra, same book, but it is a smaller version. Your history faculty is going to suggest which book that is. It is a red binding actually. Red binding, a smaller book. That you can use as a replacement if this becomes too unwieldy. So you can't handle these books too much, sir. Already I have studied from the class. Right? So it becomes unwieldy, then you can use this book. The reason why I would still stick with this book, the first book, is because it also has the content related to the next part of history. Which is the next part of history? Post-independent India. Post-independent India. Class notes. Class notes. And in class 12, NCRT, you have to study politics in India since independence. Remember, this book will be under political science. This book will be under political science, not history. Politics in India since independence. The standard book that you are going to refer to is going to be Spectrum. The same Spectrum book I just wrote a while ago, A Brief History of Modern India. The last section is related to post-independence India. You refer to that only. A replacement for this, sir, I don't want to use this Spectrum book. A replacement for this, you find it in the Legacy IAS website. In the website, you go to the resources section. In the resources, go to UPSC notes. Under UPSC notes, GS1, post-independent India. You have everything there. It's a replacement, remember. Either I am going to use this or this, not both. India Since Independence is one book by Bipan Chandra. India After Gandhi by Ramachandra Guha. Box. Not required. If you are very, very interested in learning about what happened in India post-independence, like a story if I want to know, I will study this, academic perspective, right? Well-organized content, everything. If I still want to study like stories, backstories somewhat, right, with some masala, we want to study, then you can go with this. You can keep it in your shelf. India After Gandhi by Ramachandra Guha. You can keep it in your shelf. Matlab, if you want to study, then keep it in your shelf. Done. Modern India is done. Sorry, post-independent India is done. What next? World history. What to study for world history? Class notes. Next. Done. Contemporary world politics. Contemporary world politics. It's a class 12 NCRT. Contemporary world politics. Apart from this, apart from this, you can study. There is only one question that comes from it. So, I am hesitant to give the source also. There's only one question that you get, that too in mains examination. You can refer to Legacy IAS material itself, website. From the website you can study. Same place. If you find this also hefty, if this one is hefty for you, if you feel like, sir, this is also too much, in fact it is too much only, there's a lot of content here, I would use a replacement for it, right? Arjun Dev. History of the World by Arjun Dev. It's a thin book. History of the World. The book you are now never supposed to go to. There is one book which you are never supposed to go to until and unless you choose history as an optional. History as an optional you choose, or you have a lot of interest in history, I want to study. Then, what is it? It is Mastering Modern or Contemporary World History by Norman Love. A wonderful book, but absolutely not essential for us. Norman Love. Mastering Modern World History by Norman Love. A thick book, beautiful book, but no. If you still want to go backwards, learn about history, world history properly, there's one more book, you can add it in this. Glimpses of World History. Have you heard of it? No? Glimpses of World History. By whom? Anybody who knows this book? Anyone in the class? Glimpses of World History. No one. Online people, anyone who knows about it. Have you heard of this book? Glimpses of World History. It's by Jawaharlal Nehru. When he was in jail, right? When he was put in jail by the Britishers, he used to write the letters to his daughter, Indira Gandhi, about world history. A compilation of all those letters is made into a book, which is now known as the Glimpses of World History. The book is as small as somewhere around 1600 pages. Okay. It's a very small book. Feels like it never ends. Okay. Done. See, these are all the books. It feels very good if you have them, right? Feels much better when you are able to read them. But I should have the freedom to read as well. बोलते हैं ना? Nobody wants to retire in their life. They just want to have a choice to retire. It's like that. It's not that I don't like books. It's just that I don't have enough time to read those books. When you have a choice to read the books, time to read those books, that's when you feel happy about books as well. Itna hua world history. What is next? What is next? Geography. Geography. What is it I am supposed to study for geography? You have 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? World geography, Indian geography, then human geography, economic geography. 4 parts we have. for all the 4 parts put together, what am I supposed to study? Class notes I will study, and NCERT's recordings plus class 11 and 12. NCERTs again, class 11 and 12. 4 books are there. India, Physical Environment, Fundamentals of Physical Geography, India, People and Economy, Fundamentals of Human Geography. That's it. And to top it all, the most important thing that you need to top it all, what is it? Atlas. I give this suggestion to almost every batch I take introductory class to. The suggestion I am going to give. In fact, every suggestion I gave you, I give it to, I don't discriminate basically, right? I give the same suggestion to almost every single class. So sometimes it's just that some of the changes I will be making mostly related to the book list, and few thoughts here and there might change. But this one is special. This suggestion I give, I don't think in a class of 40, 45, I don't think more than 2 or 3 people will follow it. But it's a decider. This one is a decider for almost, I would say, 10 to 12 marks. This is a decider for prelims, 10 to 12 marks. So what is it I tell you? It is about cultivating a habit, habit building. Atlas should become a habit, not studying. It's not part of your studies. It's a habit. How? Morning till evening, you are going to have your phone in your hand, or you are going to have one or the other book in front of you. The last page, every time you come across a new place, a river, a mountain, a lake, an ocean, a national park, a wildlife sanctuary, a biosphere reserve, whatever it is, you see it, you try to recall where is it, you're not able to recall. You don't know basically. You write it in the last page of that book, or write it on a note. Where? In your, you have your smartphones. In the smartphone, create a note. In the note, you write it. Or you chat with yourself. WhatsApp, you chat with yourself, send a message to yourself that this is the one, I came across today. End of the day, last 5 minutes, you sit down, open the chat, open the note. These are all the places. You are going to search in the Atlas and mark it in the Atlas. Personally, search and mark. It's not going to be how? Sir, don't worry, sir. You're talking about places in news. I know how to handle. How? I'll watch the videos in the end. Places in news, so many videos will be made by so many institutes. I know I'll handle. I can give you a guarantee. You'll not be able to solve the questions. Because the questions are asked on a relative basis. This place is in news. UPSC does not ask question on that. It asks the questions on things around it, nearby. Now, I saw this place, this has come in news. I will Google and mark it, sir. See, when you Google, it clearly shows, this is the area pinpointed. Now you can go and mark it in the Atlas easily. This is what you would do. When you do this, you are not learning about any of the places nearby. Personally, what you are supposed to do? Find the place, a river, you have to search in the Atlas manually, not with the assistance of Google. Cultivate this habit. 3 months or 4 months later, I can guarantee you that you will be knowing almost every place that comes in news as well. Newspaper you study, some places in, some place they have mentioned, note it. End of the day, go and mark it. Clear? There is no need of revision, nothing. Tomorrow you are marking something, yesterday you had marked already. You are going to see, no? Oh, this place I have marked. Yes, this is a habit you are supposed to cultivate, and you get a good 5 questions in the pre-exam. 4, 5, 6 questions you get from this. Effortless, but it is daily effort. It's a habit that yields you results. Clear? This is done. Our GS1 is done. And there is one more subject we left out, society. So society as well, right? Society we left out. Society. There is one more topic in your GS2, right? GS2, there is social justice. We study social justice and society together. In the class at least, we study this together. One after the other, we study. So for this, class notes. 2, you can either use the printed material, which is going to be provided here, or as a replacement, you can use the website, Legacy IS website, the notes, UPSC notes you can use. One of them, not both. Along with this, after this much is done, right, then you can go through the NCRTs. NCRTs, there are 2 books, class 12 NCRTs. The book name is Indian Society, just Indian Society, class 12. Social Change and Development in India, the second book. Social Change and Development in India. This is the second book. So class notes, printed material or website. Then you have class 12, Indian Society, Social Change and Development in India. Done. I want you to just give a rough estimate of the number of books you have to study for GS1. Have I asked you to do anything extraordinary? Nothing. I have kept it very, very simple. Just count the number of books and tell me. Class notes, you can count it as 1. Class notes is 1 for each subject. 1 for each subject. How many? Recordings you leave it. Leave the recordings. Okay, count the recordings as 1 book. How many? Still counting. "31 books. Yes? 31. GS1. I'll give you the total count towards the end. Then you decide if you want to look into some other PDF or what. You decide then. Whether it is humanly possible, feasible for me to look at other content. Is there time? All of it, you only think about it later. 31 are done. Now the other subjects are not so, other papers are not so lengthy. GS2 we have what? Polity, Indian polity, right? What to study in Indian polity? Class notes. And then? Anything? Lakshmikant. Lakshmikant. What we have done is exactly Lakshmikant itself. From this content, there is something which we have developed, which is called as polity graphica. Okay, there is something called as graphica. Instead of paragraphs, you learn it in flowcharts. Everything, every single chapter, every single topic that is there in Lakshmikant is in graphical representation, like boxes, flowcharts, diagrams. It's in that format. You can use it as a replacement. Without doubt, you can use it as a replacement. But if you still don't have trust, you can stick to this. Right? Polity graphica. Lower classes, NCERT. Lower classes, recordings. And then you have the NCERTs in your class 11 and class 12, class 11 only. Political theory is one, and India Constitution at Work, class 11, political theory. India Constitution at Work. Okay. Now, sir, Lakshmikant is there. Why should we study these things? Simple question. Everybody will get an obvious, sir, it is called the Bible for Indian polity and all. Why should we study these? The nature of the questions have changed a bit. As in, the questions have become more fundamental, some of the questions. Like they're asking questions like, what is freedom? 4 options. All 4 feel right. According to NCERT, freedom is clearly defined. You have to mark that. It's not that you don't know what freedom is, you don't know what liberty is, you don't know what democracy, you know it. It's just that it has to be in line with the thought process of NCERT. For that, we need this. 2 questions, easy questions. They may slip out, just like that. So that is why you have to go through these. Done. Next is governance. Life is simple in governance. You have a choice here. One is class notes, and then you have a choice. The choice is either you go with the printed material that is going to be supplied to you, or you can use the website. Printed material or website. So there is a lot of content related to governance as well. You know, you have a book. So for Indian polity, what book is there apart from Lakshmikant? Constitution book. Indian Constitution, Constitution of India, by maybe D.D. Basu. This is star. Don't use. Okay. So here, material, website. If you ask me personally, which one would I choose? I would still go with website here, because it gets updated. Governance content gets updated. Right? It is more up to date. So it is our website itself, so you can go here, no problem. Done. What next? Social justice we already covered with society. Society and social justice, it's already covered. We have international relations. Simple. What do we study? Class notes plus no NCERT for this, directly website. Class notes and website. I would not put a star against the book I am going to write because that book is too beautiful. It's wonderful to study and it gives a very, very strong background knowledge for your international relations. You'll be able to write outstandingly well if you read this book. So I would not put a star. At the same time, I would not say this is a compulsory book as well. It's like more of a value addition book, I would say. This is Pax Indica by Shashi Tharoor. The star book, however, for this is The India Way. By whom? S. Jaishankar. This book is not required because it is more strategic and it covers less number of countries. We don't require it as such. End of GS2. How many books in GS2? Now count. It's easy to count here. 9. 31 plus 9. 40. 40. GS3. What to study in GS3? Economy. What to study for economy? Class notes plus Indian Economy by Nitin Singhania. Indian Economy by Nitin Singhania. Along with that, you can also study just the glossary of NCERT class 11 and class 12 microeconomics and macroeconomics textbooks. Micro and macro textbooks. Just the glossary. Probably it will run into 10-15 pages, that's all. Words, meanings, or words and their definitions, that's all. This you can do it towards the end, last. This you do it in the last. Study class notes, Nitin Singhania in tandem, simultaneously you study this one to the last. Star books. So usually star books are the ones which are very, very important. But our stars are not important. What do we have in the star book? We have Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh. Not required. Indian Economy by Sanjeev Verma. Studying the entire Indian economy, NCERTs, not required. Apart from this, of course, extra books, Economic Survey Summary. This will be provided by the institute itself later on. From the institute it will be provided. When do you get the economic survey? Every year? When do they present the budget? Budget? March. When? Before 2000 what? 2018. Now? Present? 1st February. 1st February. Budget. Economic survey? 1 or 2 days prior to budget. You have the economic survey. The last day of January. Usually Jan 31st. You have the economic survey. So economic survey is a bulky document, right? A very bulky document which runs into, depends on the mood of the government, depends on the mood of the finance minister, our finance minister. So you don't know what mood she'll be in. This year I want 800 pages, next year I want only 300 pages. It depends on the mood. So rather than the mood, I would say what the country is going through economically. On the basis of that, and also you have the chief economic advisor who is going to pen it down, right? Who's going to give the approval for that. So all of it put together, sometimes it's around 350, 400 pages. Some years it is 700 pages, 2 volumes. Irrespective of how many pages it comes to, we are going to have a summary of it. Somewhere around 100 pages summary of it. That is important. And along with that, budget speech. Budget speech, you have to study, but there will be a class on it. We do conduct a class on it. No worries there. This is for economy. So these two put together, you can consider it as one book. Okay? Both put together, one book we can consider. Economy is done. Next, environment and ecology. What to study? Class notes. Then, anything? That's it. I think for your economy, there are a few more things you need to add. Your economics faculty will suggest you, right? Related to business studies textbook, there are some chapters, right? So 3-4 chapters in business studies textbooks of class 11 and 12, right? 3-4 chapters are there. He'll give you a suggestion as to which chapters those are. Only those chapters, okay? That you need to study. Only for prelims it is there. Class notes, after this, refer to the website. You have enough content. Outstanding content you have, refer to the website. Class notes, website. Apart from this, it's not a star. Apart from this, you have the last 4 chapters of class 12 biology textbook. Class 12 NCERT biology textbook, the last 4 or 5 chapters that you need to study. It is related to biodiversity. Done. In the market, you have so many books presently related to environment, by other institutes. Famous they are, very, very famous. I would not suggest you to go with it. Why? Because the content is too much. It's like it has grown too much. Now, when I look at the return on investment of that much content, I don't see it. I personally don't see it. Why? Because you get a good 18 to 20 questions from environment. The problem here is, from the book, from the notes, from NCERT, from the website content that is there, you will be able to solve somewhere around 8 to 9 questions. Rest of the questions, rest 10 questions let's assume, is from current affairs. Rest 10 questions are from current affairs. Now the problem with the other books, the star books which are available in the market, maybe PMFIS is one, right? PMFIS. It is very, very extensive, too extensive. Despite studying that much, again, you will be here only. 8 to 9 questions. It will not help you address the rest 10 questions because it is a book. It can't be updated. You buy it now, it is going to remain the same till the end of next year. It does not get updated. Current affairs to add nahi hoga. But UPSC is asking questions where? Current affairs. So when it is not serving our purpose, why study, simply? Say for example, it is very true for some of the areas, especially areas like endangered species, there are some species which have become endangered, right? Critically endangered species. If I list them, there might be some 80 species. related to 80 species. All of them are given where? In the star book. All of them are given explained, all details. Now what you think, hey, I have to study it. But the problem with that approach is, question will not come from those 80. Whichever came in news this year, only on that the question comes. Don't you think, what you are doing was useless? There are more than 100 national parks, tiger reserves. Here there are some 60 already explained. You study all 60. Do you think you will be able to remember? Maybe you remember the 60 and you remember the 61st one which has come in current affairs, which actually comes in the question papers. So do not commit those mistakes. This much is sufficient for us. What next? Science and tech. Science and technology. One of the most dreadful area for almost everyone. Dreadful. Very frightening area. Website also is optional for you, by the way. This is also optional. If you want to. Only if you want to. Because here the game is different. Questions based on current affairs is 90% or 95% of the questions are current affairs. Now what will you do by studying the books? That is why class notes will give you fundamentals. Fundamentals related to almost all the topics you get from here. Be very good with this. Now this becomes optional for you. Current affairs you study. See, I can't have a single shirt stitched for everyone. Same shirt, same size. One size fits all solution does not work. Different subjects, different approaches. Based on the nature of the exam. Clear? Science and tech is done. What else to study for science and tech? Is there anything else? One thing you can do is class 6 to class 10 NCERTs science. Class 6 to class 10 NCERT science books. Here focus only on physics and biology. Chemistry not required. Physics and biology. Chemistry, you can leave it aside. No problem. Done. All of it put together, I would consider it as one book. This is discounted. Don't count it as a book now. Content is available, right? If you feel like studying, you can study from there. Done. Science and tech is done. What is it we have next? Internal security challenges and disaster management. ISC and DM. Class notes. You might be thinking, sir, for everything you are writing class notes, will you cover every subject? It's our headache. You don't worry about it. What's your headache? Making sure you are finding time to study. That's your headache. After class notes, what do I study? For this, you have printed material. Or you can use a replacement book with the same name, ISC, Internal Security Challenges, by Ashok Kumar. He's an IPS officer. By Ashok Kumar. That's a replacement book for internal security challenges and disaster management. How many books in GS3? Huh? 11. Our count goes up to? Yes? 51. Wonderful. We are almost done. CSAT should we count? CSAT we will leave it. Like it's like extra player, no? We'll leave it. Your optional, that is compulsory papers, we will leave it. Like English and regional language paper, that also we will leave it. Discount for you. Now we have other things to deal with. Which are the other things? Ethics, essay, and optional. Ethics. Class notes. And then you can go with the website content, but it is too comprehensive. Website is too comprehensive. It has a lot of content. So later on, when the classes happen, you will be given handouts, okay? You can stick to the handouts instead. Class notes and handouts. This is a better approach if you ask me. No sir, I want to study more. Website is there. I would say these, either of these, I would say it is 2 books, equivalent to 2 books. 2 books worth of content. So this is 1 book. So total how many? 3 books here. So we had how much? What was the count? 51. 51 plus 3, 54 total. Now sir, star books any? You have Subbarao, Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude by Subbarao. One more book, Lexicon. This is another book. You have a lot of material in the market by various institutes. I would not suggest. I want you to learn ethics in such a manner that you study the class note, understand it properly. You can't write the answers for ethics paper on the basis of what is there in the textbooks. Trust me. Because the question is going to come in such a manner that you will not be ready for the question. You only have the content floating in your head, only then you will be able to answer. Basically, it's creation. You have conceptual clarity. In the exam, question came, now you have to stitch an answer. That's how this paper works. So you believing that I will study a lot of content, I will be able to write. No. I will understand the content, leave it there, I will stitch an answer there. Because you can't get repetitive questions here. Clear? This is for ethics. Essay. What to do for essay? Attend the classes, you make the class notes, probably 4 classes, let's say. You attend 4 classes. Essay writing, structure, how to write, such essays, philosophical essays, how to deal with them, political economic essays, how to deal with them, how to start, how to end, all these things, 4 classes. After that, it is pure practice. Practice, evaluation. Practice and evaluation only. Do not ever believe if somebody tells you, I will conduct essay classes, 20 classes for an essay. Useless. I might make you write 20 essays in the class here. I will dictate, you wrote, value addition, you did, everything you did. You go to the exam, new essay comes. Use the content. How will you use the content? Forcefully you will bring all this content and put it there. Because you only know this much content. Now your brain is fixated. I know this much content for essay, I will use this only. On the other hand, see, essay paper is there to test your creativity. Essay is not a test of your knowledge, it's a test of your creativity. How well you are able to diversify on a topic. Right? That should be your creation based on your knowledge base, entire knowledge base. GS 1, 2, 3, 4, knowledge base of all of it put together comes out here. And that has to be from practice and evaluation, feedback on the basis of this. Do not believe in more number of classes here, believe in what? Practice. Now here, what is your headache? Writing. What is our headache? Evaluation and feedback. Clear? Done? How many books? Book nahi hai yahan pe. There's no book. Lastly, what do we have? Optional. The elephant in the room is optional. Irrespective of the optional you choose. Take any optional you want. People might say this is the smallest optional, this is the largest optional, whatever optional you take. On an average, I have to study a minimum of 6 books. 6. Minimum. No matter how you look at it, do all combinations you need, 6 books you have to deal with. Minimum 6. So psychology is the optional I teach. So when I provide the optional notes, what I do is I have combined all the 6 books and created a comprehensive notes. But the thing is, while I created it, the best I could do was I was able to bring it down to 4 books. But then again, I ask you to study NCERT books. So it again comes back to 6 books. No matter how you do it. So 5 to 6 books compulsory. Now, what is the total now? 60. We have reached 60. Happy? Are you happy? Happy, not happy? Okay. 60 we have reached. Wonderful. A good number. Beautiful number. Now, is that all? Nothing else to do? You forgot one more thing. Who will study current affairs? 1 month, 1 book only. Last May to next May. Plus July, August, September. Right? June, July, August. 3 months. Total 15 books. Plus 15. $75 books. How many days we have? Count them. Divide it by 75. How many books I need to complete? How many days I need to complete 1 book? You'll get a number. How many days are we left with? 321 days. So it shows on the app, I guess, right? You counted as well. Okay. 321 days. Till pre. Yes? Till pre. 321 days. So 321 days means we have to discount the last 3 months. Last 3 months we can't use it for studying all these things. Which means by then we have to have completed all these books. 3 months means 90 days we have to remove. Remove 90 days from that. 320 minus 90. It is 230. 230. Yes. Out of 230, I have to go out. Sometimes I fall sick. Today there is no mood. All of it, if I remove. How many days can I remove? 30 days? How many days can I remove? 30 days. You can't afford it. Maybe 15 days we can remove, right? Now 75 to 15. Yes, 215 days. What does it come to, sir? 215 divided by 75. 2.86. 3 days per book. Now you tell me, is it possible? Is it possible to study like that? When that is not possible, how will you study extra PDFs? How will you study extra books? How will you study extra material from somewhere? How? Don't you think this is where most of the people fail? This is where 99% of the people fail. This is the way. See, the rule is that before 2 months, 2.5 months of prelims, I should have almost all the subjects done from my end. I have studied all the subjects. These 2.5 months is for revision for me. I'll do 2 revisions or 3 revisions. Now, if you say, sir, I don't have revision time, it means you'll not clear the exam that year. Very simple. Very simple. Accept it. Now, the challenge for us is going to be that somehow, I'm going to ensure that these 75 books get completed by the time I reach what? 70 books, let's say. Current affairs, some of the books we can leave out. Those many ones are not done. So, at least some 65 books, 68 books, I am somehow going to complete majority of those books. By when? By the month of February. How will I do it? How will I do it? There is only one possible way. What is that one possible way? I am going to apply the Pareto principle. What is the Pareto principle? The Pareto principle says that 80% of your questions in a subject come from 20% of the syllabus. %20 of the syllabus, rather than syllabus, 20% of the chapters, I would say. First, I have to identify which are those chapters. Which are the most important chapters in a subject? I'm going to identify them and I'm going to put my heart and soul into those chapters. I'll be outstandingly good in those chapters. Let's say in your polity there are 85 chapters. Out of 85 chapters, I can give you a guarantee that 80% of the questions come from only 12 to 13 chapters. (12 to 13 chapters only, or maybe 15 chapters maybe. Look at the burden, how much burden is reduced all of a sudden. I am going to ensure I will study every chapter. Superficially I will study. I will not deep dive, but I will deep dive into those chapters which are very, very important for me. By end of February, I have covered all the subjects at least once. This is possible only when you run with the classes. Trust me, it is only possible when you run with the classes. At the pace of the class, in class, this chapter is completed. I understood this chapter. I ran through NCERT standard book. Done. Saturday, revision day. For which subject? This subject. Next week, another subject. Only when you go this way, it's possible to complete everything. Otherwise, you will be in search of 100% for every subject, and when you reach April, you will be still stuck with the 5 subjects. History, geography, polity, economy, environment, you will be cycling there itself. You will be there itself. Second attempt, 28. Right? When you go to the second attempt, let's say, then also you will be there only. Don't worry. Where? You will be stuck with those 5 subjects itself. Why? Because you made a mistake, you did not realize the mistake, you keep committing the same mistake again and again in search of 100%. Do not search for 100%. If you go in search of 100%, you will be lost. 100% I want to complete this subject. No, it's not possible. Accept it. It's not possible. The best I can do is class notes, NCERT, plus standard book, 80% of the standard book, I'll be good with. 100% of NCERT, 100% of class notes. That's it. I am happy. Others are doing so many things. Let them do. Clear? Now questions time. Questions. Online people, offline people, anyone. Any question. It was a long class. 3 hours and 10 minutes. Yes? Anything you want to ask?
You won't be teaching economy?
Who?
You?
Me? Let me see. It depends. It depends. I'll be handling few, chapters at least. Anything? No question. So many people, not even a single question. You took it too seriously maybe. Don't ask for too many suggestions. Only one set of suggestions. I will not ask anything. Any doubts anywhere related to anything? Yes.
Maybe it's a stupid question, but you only said what to do on Saturday. Is Sunday like completely off?
Free. You are free on Sunday till the month of September. After September, you have things to do. You have the tests, right? Till that point, Sunday, be happy. Sunday is your day. Be happy. Read the newspaper in the morning for fun. Be happy. Till that point, if there is something like a backlog, right, in the week you are not able to study on some days, that you can cover on Sunday. That's like a buffer day. Yes? Anything? Yes, sir.
So on Saturday you cover one subject.
Yes.
So if I'm covering history, what should I cover? Should I cover ancient?
You are going to run with the class. Whatever has been taught in the class in history, I will cover those chapters only. Not something new. Don't study anything on your own. Right? I will be in advance of classes. Try it if you want. You can't. You can't beat the classes. You can't beat the classes because, very simple logic I'll tell you. We take 6 hours of class. When I take 6 hours, 7 hours of class, my 3 hours or 3 hours of class is equivalent to your 8 to 10 hours of study. Sir, how can you be so sure? I am so sure because in 3 hours, I might have covered only one chapter. Right? But that one chapter I have covered in such a manner that I have taken up topics which are most important and covered in detail. The topics which are not so important, I have not covered in much detail. But when you study on your own, how will you study? You don't know what to emphasize. You will study every single line in detail. Right? So when you emphasize wrongly, the amount of time taken will be more. Clear? So that is why you can't beat the classes in speed. Because the content here is going to be much more refined. We are going to be very, very selective with the content. Okay? So that is why run with the classes. Be at pace with class. That's it. So far I have covered 5 chapters of ancient history in the class. Saturday, today is ancient history day. I will cover all the 5 chapters of ancient history which have been covered in the class. 6 weeks later, I am going to again have ancient history on Saturday. By then, 8 chapters of ancient history have been covered. Now what am I going to do? I am going to revise all the 8 chapters of ancient history. When you do like this, you are in touch with almost all the subjects. You don't lose touch with the subjects. Majority of the candidates, what they do, they start with one subject, try to complete it, then go to another subject. They keep doing this. They lose touch with the initial subjects. Don't commit that mistake. Clear? Done. So we'll meet soon and all the very best and welcome to Legacy IAS. Thank you. Online people, anything? You want to ask something? Yes, absolutely. You can, unmute and you can ask the questions. Himaja, no problem. Yes, everything is same for online students as well. Exactly the same. It is a live streaming. Okay.